Magic in the Morning with Inner Circle, not to be confused with the Outer Circle. All right, bad joke. Beautiful sunny skies out there, 8:37 on the clock. Mike Barrett in the studio. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning. And those guys, of course, most famously known for bad boys, what you gonna do when they come for you. That's the Inner Circle song everybody knows. So.
Karaoke night
Yes,
at
sir.
Magic in the Morning.
Or the theme I play when I'm getting chased by the popo. Oh, just kidding. Just kidding.
You need to change your habits. All right, Mike comes in with an edition of Good Policies here, and we talk about things on Tuesday. We talk about all kinds of things in the insurance industry, and of course, the way you can get the best out of your insurance and also keep your family safe. Mike, we haven't had this chat in a little bit. We just come off the holiday season, and we've also got tax refund season coming up.
Yeah.
A lot of folks do, other things than what they should with their tax refund, like buy things they don't need. I bought it because I want it. Anyways, where I'm going with this, if somebody for a period of time has had insurance coverage on, say, their snowmobile, their side-by-side, their four-wheeler, or, anything along those lines, they sold it.
Yeah. Forgot to tell their insurance.
Yep.
That happens. And it's a great lead-in, Jeff. So, when your policy comes out every year, now again, some auto policies are 6-month renewals. Okay, we all know that. That you're probably more in tune with making sure it's correct. Although I have seen people reach out and say, hey, I sold this vehicle last year. Can you take it off? So maybe we should throw that in the mix of check that when it comes out too. But, you're talking on an annual basis, just open your policies up and just peruse through it. You don't have to understand everything. That's what we're for. We're here to help you. If you're perusing and have questions, you can call us and ask us questions. But let's say you get to a page on your policy, and let's talk about the snowmobile policy. Hey, wait, that 2025, not 25. God, you're not getting rid of that. You're keeping that bad boy. That 2010 Polaris, whatever. I sold that. I don't need that anymore. I should take that off. You may find ATVs, snowmobiles, motorcycles, things of that nature that you don't need to insure. Maybe you had an e-bike that you don't have anymore. There are policies that can put e-bikes on. Let's jump over to the homeowner policy, because I think we're going to see more of those examples here in the homeowner world. For me, as an example, when Ethan was born, I had it in my head that I'm going to document his life with a professional camera. And so I bought a Canon EOS. Those things were not cheap, like $1,200. I had to beg my wife. It ended up being like a joint Christmas present for us for like 4 years. I have that on my policy because if something happens to it, I wanted it to be covered with a lower deductible, not subject to my policy deductible, more comprehensive perils, which is better to have. That thing's 12 years old now, almost 13. Does it need to still be on my policy? Most likely not. If something happens to it, I'm not going to replace it. I'm not going to go out and buy a new one. So why am I paying, even though it's an incidental cost, that's a few dollars that are going to the insurance company that are better in my pocket now. That example could be brought for a ton of things. Pieces of jewelry, collectibles, arts, all kinds of things. Maybe you had a musical instrument that you cherished and you wanted to make sure it was covered. Maybe you had a computer, a laptop, something along those lines. It's very important to, at least once a year, look at your policy. And if you see those things, that's going to trigger a phone call where you can make that correction.
Well, and, money back in your pocket is a good thing. Unfortunately, if it's been a period of time, you're not going to get a reimbursement because...
But we'll go back up to 30 days, no questions asked. That's what we're allowed to do with our carriers. If it's an instance where you sold a car longer than that time frame, if you have a bill of sale, we can ask the insurance carrier to let us remove it and show the proof and see if they'll let us to go further back. So it is available. You don't want to rely on that. It's a very simple thing just to kind of take a quick peek from time to time. And this really runs all lines of insurance, Jeff, even commercial auto. Let's say you are a commercial entity with a fleet of vehicles and trailers. Once a year, you need to be doing an inventory. Make sure that you're reviewing that the vehicles on there are the vehicles you have and the trailers and so forth. But also on the commercial auto policy, you see a list of the drivers that have been disclosed as commercial operators. Maybe you've hired somebody. Maybe you fired somebody. And the beautiful part about the drivers on a commercial auto is if there's no infractions, you're not going to see an impact on cost by adding or removing necessarily. But why have them there if they don't need to be there? Or why not have them there if they should? Because you want to make sure all drivers are disclosed.
All right, so let's stay in the business world here. Let's talk about a guy and a gal out there got their own property maintenance business,
Okay.
where they take care of lawns, they plow driveways, they salt sidewalks and stuff like that. They started their business 4 or 5 years ago. They've been through a couple of rounds of zero-turn ride-on mowers.
Yeah.
Haven't updated the serial numbers and the models, this kind of thing, too.
Those kinds of things for sure. Those definitely come in and out of rotation in terms of operation. Some of those commercial policies have what they call a blanket limit for inland marine, which as long as you have a total amount that's appropriate, you're good. More often than not, we like to know the year, make, model, serial number, value to make sure that what you have is an appropriate limit. God forbid something happens. Let's go to the plow people. I love talking about plow people because a lot of folks who plow lots don't think about the ramifications. So do you know that when a plow and a sander is attached to your vehicle, it's part of the vehicle value? So if you're in an accident, the value of that plow and the value of that sander, if not added and listed as your value of your vehicle, you could get shortchanged a little bit if, God forbid, something happened to those. That's when they're attached. Let's remove them. How are they covered now?
Okay, I didn't know there was going to be a test.
There's always a test. So if you don't have business personal property coverage or inland marine, when those devices are not attached to the vehicle, they're considered business personal property. Something happens, a fire, a theft, something along those lines, you're going to want to make sure you have that properly covered. So we try to address that with our contractors. The other part, and this is kind of a sidestep, but it's worth pointing out, if you are plowing lots, do you have a general liability or a business owner's policy for the act of you plowing those lots? If not, are you plowing lots only with a commercial auto policy? If so, what happens if the snow plow if what you caused for damage is not direct from the plow or the truck that you're using, say a snowbank over time that you had put there caused issues, your commercial auto policy is not going to cover that. Say somebody falls and wants to sue you for not taking care of the lot to an expectation that you should have, you're not going to be covered. So many things to think about. And just a quick peek at your policy on an annual basis, such an easy step to do. And we're even happy to get on the phone and do it with you.
Well, that's what it's all about. That's called a relationship. Tell them how they can continue theirs or create one with you.
Sure. So super easy. 748-5224 is our phone number. You can find our office on Portland Street in St. Johnsbury, online, thebarrettagency.com. Google, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Just look for Barrett Insurance Agency.
All right, I got an idea for next week's chat. We'll let you think about it. We talked about going into this with tax refunds coming and people making purchases.
Oh, yeah.
We'll carry that conversation over next week.
And we'll also have a moment of silence for those out there that don't get tax refunds and have to pay more in. We'll give them a moment to mourn that loss of money.
Of course. All right, it's Good Policies, Magic in the Morning Tuesdays. Hometown Minute coming up and your chance to get qualified to win for Valentine's Day.